I want to do something very, very different this week, and it's going to be a very small mini series on a case study of someone who just recently tweaked their back. They're pretty messed up. They've got an acute flare-up. A lot of things are going wrong, and it's actually me. And what I decided to do is in my private Facebook group, I went live explaining everything and giving you 2 things that I'm gonna start doing right now on this journey out of this acute back pain flare-up. I explain everything in this video, so stay tuned. There'll be more videos to come on the journey out of pain that I know whether you are chronically in pain or just having an acute flare-up due to some chronic issues you have going on. It's gonna be massive amounts of value for you. If you want something more tangible that you can kind of take home with you as you watch the videos in this mini series, I highly suggest you go pick up this free workshop. It's at fitnessforbackpain.com/back pain workshop. You're gonna see me live this stuff out in this mini series. But if you want it in a more compact, all-in-one place, step-by-step formula, go check out that back pain workshop. It is yours, completely free. fitnessforbackpain.com/back pain workshop. Let's jump in. But got some sad news. I tweaked my back, and I tweaked it before vacation. So this is like maybe 4 or 5 days ago. It's the left side of just my entire left side. So my erectors, some of my oblique is getting pulled in now, and it's just been a mess. And it's not even like, it's funny because, I don't know why it's funny, because back pain sucks. And whether it's chronic, persistent, whether it's acute, it comes in all shapes and sizes. And I'm so thankful that I have overcome chronic back pain every single day, waking up with pain. It was brutal, and I don't deal with that anymore. So, but I'm not against, or it's not guaranteeing that I may not ever, go to lift something weird and just pull something, And I wasn't going to talk about it. I wasn't going to I'll just kind of get over it, whatever. Like nobody wants to hear about, me tweaking my back and that. But I figured it'd be a great way to connect even more to show you that I'm not invincible, that I may not have chronic back pain anymore. I may have overcome that through all the things I talk about. But even when I do have a down, right? Every time I do, even if I do have something where I've tweaked or pulled or hurt something, I follow what I preach. I do the things that I teach you guys through videos and weekly content, and it helps, and it gets me out. It gets me out as fast as possible. And I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of history here and kind of give you a rubric of what I'm going to do. And I'm actually going to be showing you more content as the week progresses and weeks progress, as I navigate this pulled muscle in my back. What I'm going to do and exactly what I'm going to do and why I'm doing it and look at all the elements, because naturally, and I'm going to kind of give you an introduction to this. If you're just tuning in, I pulled a muscle in basically my left side of my back, and it takes my breath away. If I go to look down too quick, it's like it just cramps up. Twisting is out of the question. Lifting is out of the question. Laying on the couch, anything, sitting, going from sitting to standing, everything is out of the question, right? Everything's out of the question. And this is an acute thing for me. It's not a chronic thing. It's a very short-term acute thing. But the way we respond in these acute situations is what makes things chronic, right? You have the ability to not make an acute issue a chronic issue. And I think that's the big disconnect. That's the bridge that we're missing. And I want to give it to you. And I want to take you along what I'm going to do for myself over these next couple of days. And I don't know why I keep smiling and laughing about it, because it's just like back pain sucks. But I'm just really excited because I just love to connect with you guys more. Again, I don't have chronic back pain anymore, but if I'm given the opportunity to connect and teach in a different way, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take advantage of it. So the main thing that I'm focusing on right now, the first 4 or 5 days after doing it was terrible. Like everything hurts. You can't, There's nothing you can do to bring relief. You can take Tylenol, you can take ibuprofen, you can go for a walk, you can lay down, rest, not move much. You can do all those things, but it really doesn't help it. It doesn't fix it. So the first few days of an acute issue, you have to just leave it alone, right? As much as that sucks, as much as you're like, man, I just want it to go away, or maybe you're chronic pain, and you can apply this in different ways. You have zero back pain, and you have an acute issue, or you have chronic pain, and you have an immense or terrible flare-up. So you can look at it the same way. So I'm in an acute issue right now. I, at first, was just trying to protect. I'm just trying to slow myself down. I'm trying to not do anything that would trigger that flare, because this is like muscle spasm. This is like Charlie horse status. If I do something weird, it's like, oh, and it takes my breath away. So the first couple of days, I'm doing nothing. But the key thing, and this is where you have to incorporate this in, whether you're in an acute situation, chronic situation, is you have to get past that, like, poor me, I'm hurting, this sucks. You got to get past that, and you've got to start moving. Even though movement is painful, even though movement is not going to help in the direct, in a sense of like, I have a headache, I take a Tylenol, within 30 minutes, hopefully the headache's gone. Or I'm tired, I have a caffeine headache, you drink some coffee, and within 25, 30 minutes, the caffeine headache's gone. It's not that kind of thing. These are investments of my time, investments of my education, what I know, that I know are gonna produce results. So after you get over those 3-4 days of just like, oh crap, you're just trying to survive, you've got to get moving. What I'm doing right now every morning and after work, I'm going for a walk. I don't care how long of a walk it is. Walking longer doesn't make it worse. I know it takes a little bit of walking for me as far as distance go to actually start feeling a little bit better, because it's just spasming. It's just like boom, boom, boom. Every time I do something weird, it just cramps up. So I'm going to walk, and I'm walking not because walking is magical or it's progressively. Every single time I go for a walk, my pain gets better. I'm not walking because of that. I'm walking to keep myself from protecting myself, to keep myself from I guess, drawing in or pulling myself in and keeping myself in this non-movement, static, habitual, routine or cycle that's going to prolong my recovery. The next thing I'm doing is, and I might do other videos that break this down exactly, and you'll see kind of some different areas. But the second biggest thing, I'm only going to do two. This is the second one. First is walking. The second one, 4 or 5 days into this thing, is I'm working more on my mindset and not just thinking my way out of situations, but actively changing something once the thought comes into my head. For example, like if I go to do this, it cramps. It takes over. Me sitting here like this, holding myself upright, I can feel it. It wants to cramp. It wants to take my breath away. So naturally, what I'm going to naturally do is tense and tight and protect myself. It's that protection mechanism that everyone has, whether you're chronic, acute, no pain, everyone has some sort of protection mechanism where their brain is like, we got to chill out, we got to protect, we got to make sure that he doesn't jack this side of his body up anymore. So what I find, or what I was finding myself doing early on, is everything was tense. Everything was just in protection mode. Everything was just like, oh my gosh, I have to be super, super careful when I bend. Oh, I'm not even going to bend over and grab that. I'm going to have to just get one of my kids to, or my wife to, or I'm just going to have to forego picking it up, period. That's that survival protection mentality. You have to nip that in the bud as fast as possible. Give yourself the days, give yourself a week to get through it, to navigate it, to cry and to mourn and all the things that you do when you hurt your back. But move, and not just start moving, but work on the mindset. So the active element of that is, for me, I take a deep breath, and I can tell my breathing has been shortened. Everything is more tight. I'm trying to keep this rigid posture. and I allow myself to just like melt, right? Allow those muscles in my body to melt and to relax. And I use breathing into those muscles to get them to just soften, to get them to let go. And it's crazy when I start doing that, how much of a difference I feel. And I can hold my upright posture like this, and I can feel that muscle wanting to get upset. But I can also just like exhale real deep, take a deep breath in, and just slouch, right? Just relax and allow that muscle to just let go. And I start to sense that pain, that tension, that tightness, it does start to go away. So is it better to have a slouch posture? No, I'm not saying that. Is it better to, try to, move, even you're having pain, you just barrel through it and you move through it? I'm not saying that either. The key and the goal to taking the mental side of it, telling yourself you're going to be okay, take deep breaths, actively relax yourself, actively relax my lower back, relax my body, relax my shoulders, is going to allow me to let go of that protection mechanism and then bring healing to the area. I know this is not going to be a permanent situation. This side of my body is not going to cramp and spasm for the next 6 years. Like, I'm not going down that road again, But it is with these strategies that I'm telling you right now, these two things that I'm focusing on early on this acute flare-up, on this acute back pain issue that I'm having, this muscle spasm, pull, whatever we want to call it. I'm not going to the doctor. I'm not getting it diagnosed because I know they're going to tell me I ruptured my disc. This is probably from the degenerative discs that I have, and the muscles are just having a hard time balancing your discs that are all small and broken down. Like, you could go down that road. You can definitely go down that road, or not, and then just do what I'm going to talk about. So that's it for this video here. Just want to let you know that I hope this is valuable to you. I hope you're going to be like, okay, this is cool. Like, let's see him do this. Let's see him practice what he preaches. That's what I'm hoping you're going to get from this video. So I'm walking. I'm going to do some movements. I'm not going to do them today right now in this video. I will give you an example of things that I'm going to be doing to actively move. While I'm going through this, I'm not going to be doing like any major weightlifting. I'm going to take a break for a week and not lift anything like I would normally lift, like last week I was. But I'm going to move still, and I'm going to challenge this pain that I'm having, challenge my recovery, and seeing if I can push this along even further through active training, active movement, active mindset stuff, and just being more active. I was doing some low bar squats. I had 30 minutes to get a workout in. It was before we went on vacation, and I had skipped leg day that day. And I was like, I'm just going to do, I think it was 4 or 5 sets, not a heavy weight. And I want to do a full leg exercise. Usually I'm a single leg exercise type of person. I do squats here and there just because I enjoy being able to do them pain-free. For years, I could not do them pain-free, and they were very frustrating, and I couldn't shake it. I can do squats pain-free now, so I'd like to challenge that fear, or that old fear, even today, even chronic pain-free. I like to challenge it. So I was doing low bar squats, and I believe they were box squats, so low bar box squats. And I think, I don't know, it could have been a lot of different things. Maybe I didn't warm up good enough. Maybe when I went to go sit on the box, when I come down, there's different variations of box squats you can do where you can sit and go fully weight bearing on the box and then basically lift the weight up and go up when you're standing. So you're kind of starting from zero when you're sitting on the box. And then there's like a touch and go strategy where like you come down and your butt cheeks just touch the pad and you go back up. So you're always contracted, you're always engaged. That's what I would suggest you do when you do box squats. I think there were a few reps in there where I was like, let's just go fully from zero. And I went down to the seat and I did a whole set of this. And I rotated up, just basically came down, relaxed, and went back into it, and then just shot up and did my thing. Didn't tweak it while I was doing it. It was after my workout was done. I went for a walk, and I was like, something's kind of weird I feel like my back wants to spasm. It wants to like cramp right now, like a Charlie horse. And I just let it go. Next day, sure enough, boom, it hit me. So that's where it came from. If you are going through if a similar situation like this, let me know. I'd love to share what I'm doing with you and if I can help you in any way to get better with that. And that's it. I will talk to you guys later.